Hey guys, welcome back. Definitely has been a while. I think just working full time and trying to figure out how to do that. And then this has been on the back of my mind. I haven't forgotten about it. It's just priorities, and I believe in honoring the season. And I was in a season of just focusing mainly on just the main job of just teaching and being with my students and just fully being with them. Yet also I do also want to honor just the fact that God is calling me to do other things too. And there's this. So haven't forgotten about this. Definitely was still in the back of my mind, but here I am. I've been inspired. I have a word, and I just wanted to share this with someone. I think as the year comes to an end, I feel like we're all kind of in the sense of reflection, and maybe not all. I don't know. I'm a pretty deep person, so I'm constantly like in this state of like let me just look back and just see like all the things that this year has just been. And I don't know, that's just me. If you're like me, we get each other. If not, this is a moment to just be deep, and I'll invite deepness. Feeling is good, emotions are good, reflecting is good, because you get to just really look back and just see like just how many things have truly just worked in your favor, and how God has just brought you out of things and brought you into things that you would have never have even imagined. So that being said, I've kind of also given up on the fact that, well, maybe not forever, but right now I don't know if people do like Enneagram type things. I'm a 4, so one of the things about 4s is that we kind of need to write down our thoughts. So in the past, as you see me reading like what I've written, it's just how I coherently place my thoughts on paper, because sometimes if I just speak off the top of my head, I feel like I don't make sense. So writing things down helps me to just clarify and get my thoughts in order. So yeah, and I know it's totally public speaking, this is a no-no, but good thing I'm not in class. So anyways, so here's what I've got. As 2020 draws close to an end, if you're deep like me, you probably have spent some time reflecting on this past year. And perhaps if you're not as good as being in tune with your inner voice, or don't really like being bothered with all the feels right now, here's your chance to do so. So for the past few days, I've been meditating on the passage where Jesus tells the disciples about having faith as small as a mustard seed, and telling them with that kind of faith they can move mountains. But what I love even more about this is that what he tells them isn't just a passive thing. It's a matter of just believing the mountain can move. He goes as far, it's not a matter of just believing that the mountain can move. He goes as far as telling them to speak to it. He tells them, you can say to this mountain, go throw yourself into the sea, and it will be done. If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. He's telling them something that requires an action, and it's not even involving their strength or even lifting a finger. It's a matter of just using their voice to speak to it. There's something powerful about speaking things out loud. It's kind of like you're setting a prisoner free and deciding its fate. Proverbs 18:23 says that the power of life and death lies in the tongue. By speaking to your mountain, you decide whether you will give it life or death. As a believer, we are given the authority to toss our mountains into the depths of the sea. So how does this all tie into our reflection of this past year? Well, if you're like me, maybe we've all been praying for this virus to go away. And I think we've all realized by now, it's not going away anytime soon. If anything, with cases going up, we're probably going to face another shutdown or pause, whatever your state is calling it. The point is that we're going to be dealing with a whole lot of more interruptions, and what we thought was quickly going to be over is actually only just beginning. This led me to the realization that perhaps you and I have been speaking to the wrong mountain, because in my reflection, COVID hasn't been standing in the way of any of my opportunities the past 9 months. Honestly, because God has sent this blessing. Yes, I said a blessing. More doors have been opened for me than ever before. When I really take a look at the past 9 months, my biggest mountain has been me. My fears, my worries, and my unbelief that maybe I heard God wrong, or perhaps or maybe things won't work out like my spirit knows it will. Perhaps you realize that too. Well, guess what? It's okay, and you're not alone, because me too. But here's what I'm inviting you to do with me. Let's speak to our mountain together. Fear, you have to go. Unbelief, you have to go. Anxiety and worry, you have to go. All the way to the deep blue where you are forgotten and where I am assigning you. But we can't just speak death. Another part of our gift of But we can't just speak death. Another part of the gift of our voice is to speak life. So I invite you to speak life with me, because God does not give me the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. God is with me, so who or what do I have to fear? My God says that anything is possible to the one who believes. So God, we believe. He also says to be anxious for nothing, but to cast all my cares, fears, and worries on him, and he will give me a peace that surpasses all understanding. So let's live out the rest of 2020 focused on what God has for us and come against the mountains that actually aren't as big as they seem. So yeah, that's what I had for you guys, or for you, the one that this is for. Literally, this year has been so good, and I'm so grateful. Just taking a look back on everything, God is really just so good. And if you don't know that, if you can't see that, just write a list of 10 good things that have happened this year, and you'll just see that as you write those 10 things, just more good things, and your list will just be endless. And literally, we have so much to be thankful for. And as Thanksgiving just passed, I realized to just focus on the good things and not on the things that I feel like I'm missing, but rather to just be content with what I have, and to realize that everything is going to be okay, and what the enemy meant for evil, God is turning for good. And honestly, I don't see this virus as being something evil. I just see it as God just positioning us as his children to be exactly where we're meant to be. And yeah, I don't think he wants us to continue to stay in the places that we're at, or try to, or have our mountains overshadow us, but have us overshadow our mountains. Because at the end of the day, he has given us dominion over the earth, and he has given us dominion over the things that he has assigned to us. So let's step forth and step into what he has purposed for us, and stop letting our fears and things that don't exist within our minds that are feeding us. Literally, it's just lies talking to us. Like, let's stop letting that be louder than his voice, and let's just still ourselves and let his voice be louder in us. And then we'll just speak that voice out. And yeah, that's all I have. I was gonna do a whole, like, dress nice for the camera and stuff like that. It's really not my vibe. I'm more of t-shirts, sweatpants. I felt in the moment, so I just went with it. Yeah, I hope you guys like this, and I'll see you next time.